Is 10,000 PYTH good enough for me? Now, even though nothing I say is financial advice, the way to take a look at it is that I don't see why that's a bad amount because let's say PYTH were to go to the price of $10, which is my price prediction for it during this bull run. At that point, 10,000 PYTH would theoretically be worth $100,000. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, first of all, what can you really do with that? That's not that much. Well, here's the way to take a look at it. Many people that I know out there, they're not just only holding PYTH. They have a very well diversified portfolio. They're holding other projects. And PYTH is one of the components somewhere along in there. So let's say there's this make-believe scenario where there's this portfolio and let's say there's a bunch of projects. And let's say one of the projects is PYTH. And let's say there's 10,000 of that. And let's say hypothetically, again, PYTH goes to the price of $10. That one holding becomes $100,000 theoretically. And considering other altcoins out there, other projects out there in that portfolio do well as well, it doesn't seem so bad in my opinion. Not to mention, when I take a look at $100,000, I get it in my area. You can't buy a home with that. And I get it, homes are very expensive. But I think it's a pretty good down payment for a home. And not to mention, even half of that, $50,000, around that range. I know some people out there who've gone traveling around the world for around 2 years. Now, they're not living like a 5-star lifestyle, eating out at fancy restaurants every day or 5-star hotels. They're not doing that. But then still, with around $50,000, being able to travel around the world for around 2 years, again, it's a more so not a luxurious holiday by any means, but still they're able to travel the world, meet new people, gain new experiences, and see new places. So I don't view this as really such a bad thing. Now, why could PYTH hypothetically reach the price of $10, in my opinion? It's because when I take a look at PYTH, it's fundamentally amazing. After all, it's a blockchain oracle for market data. Now, if we take a look at an oracle, basically what that is a data feed that brings data from off the chain, aka off-chain data, and brings that data over into the blockchain. The reason why this is very crucial is because without this off-chain data, many decentralized applications out there, they can't function properly. So this right here is actually trying to solve actual problems. In my opinion, it's not a project that's there for fun. Now, if we take a look at other projects out there that have this oracle aspect, I think pretty much everyone is going to know about something called Chainlink. And when it comes to Chainlink, it's very well known for its decentralized oracle network. And I've talked about what an oracle is in this case just now. So I think, when people take a look at something like PYTH, I think it's becoming kind of evident how similar it is in nature to something like Chainlink. And we all know how amazing Chainlink is and historically how well it's done. And not to mention, when we take a look at PYTH, it's kind of like a miniature version of that. I don't think PYTH is ever going to defeat Chainlink, by the way, but then it doesn't really matter because it doesn't need to. I think that achieving a glimpse of that, I think is pretty good, if you ask me. And the thing is, there's not that many dynamic players when it comes to this oracle space. If I ask people, pretty much they're going to know Chainlink, and some will know PYTH, but really beyond that, not many people will know more than that, at least from what I've seen. So then, PYTH is pretty much arguably number 2 in terms of reputation and awareness, I would say, when it comes to the public perception. As of right now, when it comes to these projects that are focused on, an oracle aspect, I just kind of view this as a no-brainer for me. Yeah, sure, I didn't acquire Chainlink's native token called Link when it was way lower, but then you know what? There's something like PYTH, which arguably I would say is kind of like that, but then with a way lower market cap. It's a no-brainer for me, really. But even besides that point, we'll see that when it comes to PYTH, for instance, the PYTH network can provide price feeds for smart contracts. Not to mention, according to Solana, the PYTH network is a high-frequency oracle built using Solana ecosystem technology. And now, why is this amazing? It's because when we take a look at Solana, there's a lot of hype for it as of right now. It's one of the biggest layer 1 blockchains out there. Not to mention, there's a lot of hype and anticipation as to what the Solana ETF could bring in Canada. The hypothetical anticipation and potential as to what that could bring for Solana overall and also these projects on the Solana ecosystem, that could be massive. And I think Solana is beginning to gain that reputation and recognition as being, hey, it's a layer 1 blockchain that could compete with Ethereum. And also, Solana shouldn't be taken lightly when compared to something like BNB. I think it's beginning to be viewed as in that regard. And I think, of course, anything benefiting Solana, either in the short, medium, or long term, I think some of it is going to trickle down to something like PYTH. And also, of course, other projects out there that have kind of like a tie to Solana. So really, the way I view it is that PYTH is in a unique position and it's very fantastic. Not to mention as well, PYTH themselves even claim that they deliver real-time market data for crypto, equities, FX, and FX, by the way, stands for foreign exchange, but even besides that, also commodities to over 50 blockchains. I mean, can you imagine that? That's kind of crazy, actually, over 50 blockchains. But even besides that, take a look at it. Also even has over 95 major market participants, which do include Binance, Bybit, and OKX, three very massive exchanges. This is something that really matters in my opinion. And not too long ago, it was even stated that PYTH was helping facilitate over 500 data feeds and over 350 applications. I mean, it's very massive. PYTH also has this pretty good emphasis towards the DeFi market, aka decentralized finance, which I do like, by the way, because if you take a look at the DeFi market, it is predicted to reach over $200 billion by 2030, according to Granby Research. So this is stuff that really matters, in my opinion. Not to mention as well, when I take a look at something like PYTH, it really is a no-brainer for me. It has the right pieces in place, good exchange listings, good community, good awareness, I would say, if I were to put an analogy on it, like great brand awareness. But even besides that, I don't even think $10 is even that crazy to begin with when it comes to PYTH, because if, let's say, it were to go to that price, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $36 billion. I get it, it's around a 60x from here, and PYTH has, dumped by quite a lot. But still, I think better days are ahead, and around a $36 billion market cap, it's not even that much to ask for, in my opinion. Take a look at Dogecoin reaching over $80 billion in market cap back in 2021. Look at Shiba Inu that year reaching around $40 billion. I don't think this is too much to ask for, really. I mean, as of right now, we have factors that are way more bullish than back then in 2021. Now we have over 600 million crypto owners. According to Crypto.com research back then, even during the peak of that bull run, there was around 300 million crypto owners. And keep in mind, we have over 600 million crypto owners currently, and we're not even in a fully fledged bull run. So then imagine once there is a fully fledged bull run, let's say Bitcoin goes to 150,000, 200,000, 250K, and let's say maybe even a lot more, let's say 300,000. Would there be, let's say, over 700 million crypto owners, maybe even over 800 million? Maybe. Only time will tell, but I feel like it would be a lot more than right now. So then I just kind of feel like this one is very amazing, at least hypothetically. Now, only time will tell, but usually altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the last Bitcoin halving event happened in April of last year, so 18 months from then would actually mean around October this year. There's still some time there. Now, it's not a guarantee, it's not a surefire date, but I'm still going to pay attention to it nonetheless because I think better days are ahead. And when it comes to PYTH at the price of $10, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And when someone asks me, hey, is 10,000 PYTH good enough? Arguably, I would say yeah. I don't think it's a bad amount whatsoever, and I'm very bullish on PYTH. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Mali the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.